Hey guys, and Will's having an issue. Welcome to another Refactorizing episode. We are in a factory submitted by Brad, and Will, I know you're determined, but we gotta go.
But it needs to be mined. It's been missed.
You're gonna be here for a couple years. Let's go.
I can't.
No, we gotta go.
I can't
We
leave
got
it.
stuff to do.
No. All right.
Stop hitting the ground with your stick, and let's go.
I can go back later, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So, first
This is
thing on the agenda is
Whose factory is this?
Brad's. I said it while you were whacking away at the ore. You just couldn't hear it.
Didn't hear you. Yeah. I'm partially deaf now.
Yeah. So while we're here, the first thing we can mention is, first of all, it's nighttime. Let me change that really quick because I know it's actually probably quite hard for our viewers to see. So the first thing we could cover is the beacons. The beacon builds we have here. There's a slight adjustment that would make them quite a bit better. This will do, yeah. Okay. So do you want to go over that part, Will?
You can do that one if you want. I'll do the next one.
Okay, so the beacons, overall, it's good and it's very close to optimal, except that the beacons do need to be staggered a little bit more to get the full coverage. I don't have a beacon on me. We're kind of poor here, but to demonstrate, I'll just grab some from this.
So I'll just rearrange this bottom row.
Yeah. So you can see how this one is staggered out a bit, but it still kind of covers this more than it needs to. So if you stagger these more, nope, wrong way. If you do it like that, that's perfect.
Out of the way.
So there you go. So you can see that this one is now barely touching, but it is touching and it's staggered more, which means there's going to be room for more farther down. And I'm just going to pull all these up and do this whole row to show you guys the difference. This will allow them to get more coverage. So you can see here, number of effect receivers on all these beacons is 4, except for the end ones, obviously. Compared to the top, where the number of effect receivers is 3. So you're essentially hitting more machines per beacon, which means more machines are getting hit by more beacons.
More faster.
Yeah, more faster, essentially. So spacing them out like this so that when you start on one end, just have it barely touching the machine and then go from there. And this will allow max beacon coverage, at least when you do it in a line design like this. So just a quick thing there to optimize the beacons. And that would kind of apply to everything here. They're all would need to be adjusted. But we'll move on to the next thing, which you can cover, Will.
Yeah, because it's triggering me.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Moving stuff by bots is really good for UPS. However, there is something to consider, what we call bot load or bot workload. And that's the number of jobs that the bots have to do. And they can normally keep up pretty well, but the issue I've seen here is moving copper wire for the green circuits by bot, because the copper wire is made down here. There's just this endless stream of copper wire going up to the circuits, because each circuit needs 3 copper wire, and even with the bots, it's not running flat out. It would be a much better idea to do a circuit build. You do it bot based, but have the bots just deliver the copper plates. So do your 3 to 2, or even it would be 1 to 1 if it was going to be beaconed, and just move the copper wire into the circuits directly, even if it's a bot build.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have the boxes on me,
but you get the idea.
Yeah.
And then do you have extra assemblers? I didn't grab any.
Yeah.
Just to show, like you said, if it's beaconed and prod moduled, it becomes very close to 1 to 1. So you would just do something like that and have one of these be wire and one be like that, and then just beacon line like this is.
Yeah, just beacon down. How do you do it? Do you beacon down the back or
Um,
completely enclose it?
there's all different ways. The Zuri build does some design I don't remember. It would work to just do lines, just like these are,
Hmm.
and obviously just have room for your insertion and export chests. But yeah, so because you have to consider these are speed beaconed, which means that these things have a 240% increase in speed. So they need the 3 copper wire. Even at base speed, they need it 3 every half second, and these are more than double as fast. So they need like 3 every eighth of a second per machine, and the robots just can't keep up.
Yeah. And it puts more bots in the air, and the more bots you have in the air, the quicker you'll lag out your game. If you keep building and keep building, you'll get there a lot faster the more you have in the air. The way we do it is just hover over a roboport and just look how many bots are in the air. Now there's about 1,000 at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I reckon you could reduce that probably by a couple of hundred by not having copper wire move through the air.
Yeah. It is worth noting it's usually actually okay to transport it for red circuits, just because there's a massive difference. They only need, well, they need 4, but they need it every 8 seconds, which is way less throughput required than the green circuit copper cable.
Yeah.
So,
Although what you could do is just have one copper wire machine support multiple red circuits. I think the old fish sandwich build is still valid, if not beaconed.
yeah, exactly, the kind of octagon thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so that covers that. Next thing, I guess, is we can go over these modules really quick. Do you want to do that, or you want me to?
Yeah, it's a ratio thing. That's your thing.
My thing. Okay, so just a quick mention. Speed module, this is the correct ratio, 1 to 2 to 4 for the crafting time and the amount required. However, something to note, which a lot of people miss, and I don't blame you because it's just weird. I'm not really sure why one's different than the other two, but you'll notice...
Took me a year to notice it.
Yeah, it took me a really long time, too. The speed module 3s, right? They take 4 of the previous version of speed module 2s. However, the efficiency and prod module 3s take 5 of the previous level of their own modules. So the ratio is different. It's actually, I believe it's 1 to 2.5 to 5, or 2, 5, 10, because you can't really do 2.5 machines. So this is using the same ratio as the speed, which means that it's not running at full efficiency. However, it looks like he's only just wanting to produce a small amount, just a stack. So we're going to leave this because, it's not ideal, but it will get the job done just a little bit slower, and it's already fulfilled its need. And Will is having some sort of panic attack.
I'm trying to make half a machine.
Yeah, have a machine. There you go. If only the health affected the speed it crafted at. So yeah, there's that. Next thing is something with the oil. What he's doing with his petro. You can go over that.
Oh.
Yeah, this is something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something that we do not like. I don't know. You're taking a detour.
The rockets were ready. I had to click it.
Okay. Oh, you did actually click it.
I clicked it. Well, the factory definitely works.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the issue with this is words. Yeah, making solid fuel for the rocket fuel, which actually it's done the beacon build right over here. Yeah, so you need to make solid fuel from your oil to make rocket fuel to launch rockets. No way around that. However, making the solid fuel from petroleum is really, really bad and very wasteful. If this wasn't an OP oil map, which it is, this would cause quite significant oil problems. Well, you'd have to build a lot more oil. And the reason I say petroleum is bad is if you check the crafting menu, solid fuel from petroleum takes 2 petroleum gas, and that's the same for heavy. But if you look at the light oil, it only takes one. So you get much better value for money to make solid fuel from light oil, and then use your petroleum to make your red circuits and your batteries, which you'll need anyway for launching rockets, and then just crack extra light oil if need be.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
yeah. Solid fuel from petroleum, last resort only.
Yes, it's
yeah. If you're in a situation where you have too much petroleum and you need more light oil to make solid fuel, find something to use the red circuits on.
yeah, because it's doubly as bad, right? It has a worse conversion ratio, as you mentioned, but then petroleum is like the most important oil resource, right? Like you said, it's used in a ton of stuff, whereas light oil isn't really needed for anything except cracking into petroleum or making solid fuel.
Yeah, that's its job, is to be solid fuel, really.
Yeah,
that's why it's cheaper.
Yeah, exactly. So turning your most valuable resource into something while it also has a worse conversion rate is definitely a no-no. I mean, this map is insanely oil OP, but still.
Yeah. And has about 6 oil builds. We keep finding them.
And they're all different too, which is kind of entertaining. There's like two.
This is the best one because this one is perfectly ratioed to make petroleum.
Yeah, even with the modules, I think.
Yeah, 5. As long as they're all modules the same, I think the ratio stays the same. So it's 5 refineries to what's that?
This is 9, 8, I think. 3,
9,
6,
9 light.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then 1 heavy to light, and that is the perfect petroleum ratio. Which is what they're doing. They're just turning everything into petroleum and then making solid fuel from that.
Right. So there's that. There's more oil bills down here, which are similar, but a little bit different.
Yeah. I could play around with these belts for hours, but I'm just going to keep walking.
Yeah. Control yourself.
Keep moving. Keep walking. Keep walking.
One good thing we want to mention too is they did use the Mad-Zuri solar builds, the Merc 3, I think is what he's calling them.
Yeah, that's what we call it.
So these down here, standard Zuri build, very good. Quite a lot of it actually, like half of their base. And then that's about all we had to go over. There were a few things initially, but we kind of put aside because we didn't want the video to be too long, and they were very, very minor.
One thing I just wanted that was minus. Yeah, this Skynet build, the latest thinking is to just direct insert them in one into the other,
Yeah,
make your build a lot more compact. But this works.
Yeah, this works. Not too bad. Looks like they have a little belt thing going on. The smelting, this could be made logistically smart. They're capping the chest manually rather than using logistic caps, which, I mean, it's okay. I mean, capping the chest manually isn't bad by any means, but typically for this, if you're having a robot-based smelter, like bringing it in and it's in the network, typically I kind of like to just have logistic caps rather than hard chest caps.
Yeah. But at least it is capped.
Yeah, that's the important part. These stations, 121s, I mean, this, again, at this point, it's kind of just nitpicking. 121s, I would say, are maybe a little bit small for what they're trying to do.
Yeah. I'd probably be looking at 242 for ore, but 121's a good train.
Yeah, no, definitely not a bad train. Looks like they actually have...
And it's double-headed, which I like.
Oh, yeah. That's always a plus. Oh, dear. And it looks like there's more green circuits up here, which is even farther for them to deliver cable.
Yeah.
So that's kind of unfortunate. But really, did you spot anything else while we were walking around? That's all we have on my list here for us to go over.
No, I think that's about it. I have one little job to do.
Oh, jeez. Don't do it, Will.
I've actually lost it now. I forgot where it is.
Good. Then
where is it?
While you're still searching, we better end it. That's going to do it for this one, guys.
I can't find it.
Oh god! Quick, while he's running in circles, he's confused. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. We'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments. And until next time, we will catch you later.
Bye bye.